everyone. So it has been a roller coaster. It's Miami. It's Toronto. Toronto's the front runner. It looks like Toronto is landing Damian Lillard. Nope, Miami. All executives believe Miami is going to land Damian Lillard. And you just had this back and forth carousel. For a long time, it was solely Miami. Then Raptors come out of left field. And I talked about how, hey, look, we saw this with Donovan Mitchell, right? Knicks thought that they were going to get Donovan Mitchell. They thought it was over. It was done. And then, boom, here come the Cleveland Cavaliers, change the entire landscape, and then they end up landing Donovan Mitchell. Maybe the Raptors do that. Well, it turns out that there was another left field, and the Milwaukee Bucks swooped in and stole Damian Lillard from Toronto and especially Miami. This is massive because now you're talking the pairing of Damian Lillard and Giannis. Now, here's the full trade details. So the Bucks get Damian Lillard. The Blazers get Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tumani Kamara, 2029 first round Bucks pick, and a Bucks pick swap. The Phoenix Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Nazar Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. So this is something that is a bit surprising. So now the Blazers now have Drew Holiday to take and go trade to another contender, and you're seeing all those reports that that's exactly what the Blazers are looking to do right now, taking Drew Holiday and allowing him to go to a contending team, hopefully get another first or a couple firsts in return for that. So basically you'd get a DeAndre Ayton. We talked heavily about the DeAndre Ayton trade, and I don't know. I want to wait for this to finish for the Blazers. Ayton seemed to be the big prize for them, right? That seemed to be like what the Blazers wanted. That's the guy that kind of carries over and gets to kind of be the foundation piece for that franchise in that future. Now, I don't want to get too heavy into the total trade. I'm going to break down each individual just trade and what this did for them in a later video. Right now, I solely want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks because this, I think, was the move that Milwaukee desperately needed, right? All of the talks about Giannis, he's gone, that's it. All the execs, no one believes he's going to resign. And even I talked about how it's going to be really tough because the Milwaukee Bucks are basically strapped. Like, they locked themselves in long term. The best player that Giannis has ever played with is Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. Well, guess what? That's not the case anymore. Now, the best player Giannis has ever played with is Damian Lillard, or will play with is Damian Lillard. And this, to me, was the move that I was waiting for the Milwaukee Bucks to make. Not necessarily Damian Lillard, but go get that piece that shows we're not okay standing pat. We're not comfortable just winning one NBA championship. We don't want to lose you, right? Like, we want to be in a position to where you can win multiple NBA championships. This might have just done that. Because, again, Milwaukee basically swapped Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard, right? Like, they lost Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen played a role, but they'll be fine without Grayson Allen. And so the Bucks landing Damian Lillard for basically Drew Holiday and some draft picks is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous for them. And such a huge pickup for just the future of the Bucks, but also the future of Giannis. And Damian Lillard, I know it's not his destination. I know it's not what he wanted. I know it's not his ideal, like, this is what I've been waiting for type thing. No, I understand that. But this may be his best opportunity to win an NBA championship. In my opinion, this is a better opportunity than with the Miami Heat. I know he wanted to go to Miami, and I know Milwaukee is not Miami, but if you truly wanted to win an NBA championship, guess what? This is the best chance you've ever had. You are literally playing alongside the best player in the NBA. You're playing with a team. You have now a legit third guy in Chris Middleton. I have talked religiously about how I thought Chris Middleton was not a number 2 option, that I believed he was a number 3 option. Guess what? Now he gets to be the number 3 option, right? Damian Lillard gets to provide everything that the Bucks could use as just that go-to scorer, that go-to just clutch down the stretch closer, which Milwaukee has not had. I mean, dude, we saw in the Miami series, like Giannis just panicking and like not knowing what to do, and like Middleton just bricking, and Holiday was usually the guy that was closing down the stretch for them. So I look at this and I go, this is seamless. The Bucks are still going to be very good, right? The Bucks are still going to be, I mean, even before this trade, Milwaukee had an excellent chance of winning an NBA championship. I was saying in videos, I still think Milwaukee would be the number 1 team, right? Like, I still believe that I like their chances of coming out the East. That was before the Damian Lillard trade. And that's not like some like hot take, right? I'm talking, again, before Damian Lillard trade, me saying Milwaukee's probably still going to be the best team in the Eastern Conference and very likely to come out of the Eastern Conference is not a hot take, right? That's like, okay, yeah, obviously it's probably them, Boston. If Miami got Dame, no one would be surprised about Dame, right? But yeah, Milwaukee's one of those like 2 or 3 teams that's probably coming out of the East. So yeah, it's not a hot take. Now you add in Damian Lillard, I am going to be very surprised to see the kind of scramble and carousel that this does now, because you know that this is going to shake some stuff up, right? The Phoenix Suns, they got in the deal, and they're probably not worried about it because they just have all that firepower, right? But I wonder how many, like Boston, what is Boston thinking right now? Like, damn, like that's because that's the one team that them and Miami, because Miami's just had their number, but like that's the one team that every year is, a notch above you. You gotta be looking at that as like, right? Like, all the teams in the Eastern Conference has got to be looking at this as like, you just gave the best player in the world a legit elite level just bucket getter, shooter, and scorer. And Milwaukee's every year is a top 5 defense. Drew Holiday helps with that a lot. So I'm curious to see how their defense looks, but they're still going to be excellent defensively. Giannis is still, by every stat and metric, him and Anthony Davis are literally like margins from each other. I mean, literal 0.02% differential between Giannis and AD as far as like best defensive player in the league. So you're talking about, you're going to be very good defensively. You just landed a guy in Damian Lillard who is an absolute bucket getter, but a liability on the defensive end, but that's a good position to be in. You're already a contender, and now you have that pairing of Damian Lillard and Giannis for the next handful of years, and Giannis probably sticks around and signs a new extension. That's probably exactly what happens. I don't see him leaving now. Why would he leave with Damian Lillard on this roster? Right? I don't see that scenario now. And this is what they needed. This is the push that I've been yelling for the Bucks to make. Something like this. Again, I wasn't necessarily saying Damian Lillard, but I was saying they need to go and trade for another piece that puts Giannis in a position where he feels like it's not just on me. They got that. They got that guy in Damian Lillard, right? And it's shocking. It's surprising. It really is. It's surprising to see this. Like, I didn't expect this. I mean, I didn't think the Bucks had anything close to what they needed to get this deal done. I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, Miami didn't have this like great trade package, right? They didn't have this like amazing blockbuster deal. But I do believe the Blazers could have gotten a better trade package than this, because like Drew Holiday, sure, but like contending teams might push for him. So maybe the Blazers are looking at it as like Drew Holiday could have gotten us a bigger return than Tyler Hero. I don't know if that's the case though. And then the DeAndre Ayton Phoenix Suns trade, you could have done that regardless. So the Suns part of this could have happened regardless. They just decided to send him to the Blazers or send him to the Bucks over Miami and Toronto. I mean, we don't really know what Toronto was offering and throwing out there, but like, I don't know, like, basically it came down to that they like Drew Holiday more than Tyler Hero, I guess. I don't know. I'm not super sold on the return for Dame. I think personally the Blazers got a little fleece because again, remove the DeAndre Ayton. You basically just swapped Damian Lillard for Drew Holiday, a 2029 first round pick, and then a pick swap. Right? So let's call it 2 firsts and a Drew Holiday. But I mean, from the Bucks standpoint, this was a grand slam. I wonder if Dame gave the green light. Because I mean, not that he had a choice, right? It's not like Dame, I mean, because if he had his choice, he would be in Miami, right? So it's not like he had this choice of like where he was going to get to go and where he was going to end up. But I wonder if they were like, would you be game to play with Giannis? And I wonder if the Bucks talked to him too. Like, hey, like you and Giannis, man, you want to win. And look, Damian Lillard, right? Because the conversation if they win the NBA championship is like, Dame. Like there will be the talk of like Dame, he was the piece that took him over. But you'll hear all the conversation. Oh, he talks about joining super teams. And look, now he joins a championship contender. Also, here's the difference. He didn't want to go there. He didn't ask to go there. He was forced to go there, right? He was traded there, right? Like, because people are going to be talking like that. People, look at this tweet from a year ago or whatever where, he was talking about teaming up with super teams or, look, you have, him talking about KD going to the Warriors and now he's on the Bucks with Giannis, and completely ignoring the fact that that was never even a thought. Like that he was going to the Bucks. He didn't want to go to the Bucks. He wasn't thinking about the Bucks. He wasn't thinking, me and Giannis team up. He wanted to go to Miami. But he also wants to win, right? That's what he's talked about. Name me a better situation right now than the Milwaukee Bucks for the deal that they just got. Again, they just essentially swapped Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. If Dame ever wanted to go to a place where he could win an NBA championship, it is the Milwaukee Bucks. More so than Miami, more so than Boston, more so than anything. What other place? Maybe if he went with the Sixers, right? You'd have Embiid and you'd have Embiid and you'd have James Harden, but then James Harden wants out, and how does that look? And you have two guys that just completely disappear in the playoffs. Denver, right? Denver would be really interesting, but can they mask defensively, right? Like if you traded Murray for, say, Dame, could you mask all that? Or let's say you keep Murray, right? Now you're losing KCP as your point of attack. Can you defensively mask that? Right, because that was a big concern was their defense. They were just so good offensively. The Lakers, with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Even the Clippers, I think, would be pretty good. But I don't know. I honestly think the Bucks is the best spot for him right now. Because now you have him, Chris Middleton, Giannis. Yeah, you still have Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis and basically all of the guys that have been there and have won or helped win a championship or have won a championship. That's huge. The Bucks are in a great place. The Bucks, in my opinion, just saved Giannis from leaving or saved themselves from Giannis leaving. And I think the Bucks just got a fleece. But But that's my thoughts and opinions. And as always, I pass the question on you. Let me know yours down in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree, somewhere in between? Love to hear it. Let me know.